It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to Fenway Park in Boston on a beautiful evening for a baseball game. A little early summer weather today here in Beantown. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. For the Orioles, they hope that the beginning of this road trip will get them off to a good start, because the road has not been a pleasant place to be. Orioles working on a 12-game losing streak on the road. Franchise record is 13 since they moved to Baltimore for consecutive losses in road games. Can they get over it? Well, it won't be easy. Look at the numbers for the Orioles on the road compared to the Red Sox at home. Wow. You see the record? Not good. The batting average for the Orioles on the road, just .229. The runs per game, they are last in road runs per game, while the Red Sox are first at home. Home runs, that's a little more equal, with 7 for the Red Sox at home, 13th ranked for the Orioles. The starter ERA is the second highest on the road in the American League, while it is 8th at home for the Red Sox. The bullpen ERA, 11 and 11 for both. It will not be an easy time of it, Mike Bordick, with those kind of numbers here at Fenway.
No, they'd certainly have to start turning them around. And the good news is they picked things up at home. You know, they won 2 series in a row. There were some real bright spots with the offense and the starting pitching. You know, the last time the Orioles came here, the pitching was very suspect. Tillman got roughed up, got knocked out early. Alex Cobb made his debut here for the Orioles, and he got knocked out early. And it's just been like a snowball effect on the road for this team. If anything bad can happen, it seems like it will. Tough defense, bullpen's been giving up runs, and the offense had been sputtering. Well, things are kind of starting to turn around a little bit for this team, hopefully kind of finding their identity, and come in here where the Red Sox, you know, they're kind of balancing back
playing
out.
500.
Absolutely, playing 500. When they met them the first time, they were on a historical run, best start in Red Sox history. So, you know, I think it's going to be a better series, and I think the Orioles have a lot of momentum on their side.
Well, we're going to see 2 of the great players in Major League Baseball on the field together. 2 names who are being mentioned already as MVP candidates, and that's Mookie and Manny.
Yeah, you know, Manny Machado leads the Orioles in about every offensive category. I mean, home runs, hits with runners in scoring position. Take a look at this awesome graph right here that really highlights where Manny Machado and his percentage of the team's offense. Without Manny, where would the Orioles' offense be? You see the big green arc there. I mean, that is number 1 in baseball, 24% of the team's home runs. He's leading also in runners in scoring position and hits as well. I mean, Manny Machado, the numbers he's putting up, if he wasn't in this Oriole offense, you just don't know where the offense would be. He's been consistent since day 1. Take a look at another MVP potential candidate. Mookie Betts is doing the same thing on the Red Sox side. Much like Manny Machado, leading in almost every offensive category. And then from the Major League standpoint, I mean, the percentage of his offense is huge. And the Red Sox offense is one of the best in the business. Mookie Betts, his numbers are outstanding. He, like Manny Machado, really the team leader in almost every number there. I mean, pretty impressive stuff where these teams would be without these 2 MVP candidates.
Having great starts. We'll have a chance to watch both of them. They're in the lineups for tonight. When we come back, we're going to talk fishing. Yes, fishing. Richard Meyer makes a living coming out of the bullpen. When he's not out of the bullpen, he's in the boat. brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Just a gorgeous evening here at Fenway Park, and a chance to talk with one of the real surprises for the Orioles this season is going to be featured, just announced today, on the Birdland Social. Richard Blyer on June 26th, pregame party prior to the 7:05 game against Seattle. It'll be on the center field roof deck. It'll be a Q&A session with Richard, and Instagram, there you go, and it's hosted by Ryan Wagner, PA announcer for the Orioles, and Richard Blyer, will be there. We talked to him before the game this afternoon, not about baseball, but about what goes on off the field, because, Richard, it's a long season.
It's definitely a long season, and not only is it physically draining, it's mentally draining as well. So it's nice to take a break from baseball and do stuff that's not so strenuous on all parts of your body. So I like to fish, which is very relaxing. Growing up and living in South Florida, I've gotten pretty decent at it, and there's some good places down there that myself and my wife, we make trips out of, and to it's a good time. Golf, obviously, I feel like every pitcher at least has to golf. I'm not very good at it, but everybody does it, so whatever. But yeah, we spend time with our families and stuff, and obviously being away for 7 months out of the year, it's really important to get as much time in as we can with our family when we're home.
Now, I'm an intercoastal guy. I like to fly fish.
Okay.
And but I don't go out very often into the Gulf. Did you go out? You do the deep stuff miles out or inside? I'm
on the East Coast, so it's really not that far to go offshore and catch open water fish. But I stay inside, and I actually go down south, Everglades National Park, and do a lot of guys fly fish down there. But I conventional tackle, but I have a little 16-foot boat that we go down and we catch tarpon, snook, redfish, all the inshore species. What's your favorite fish to catch? I like snook because I love eating them. Yeah, I mean, it's so. But honestly, I just like catching fish in general. I really like taking people that, some of my in-laws and stuff that don't fish much, and putting them on fish and, showing them a good time. And the park itself is beautiful down there. So it's really, it's nice just for people to experience that with me. I live in a place that has a thing called Snook Alley. Oh, yeah. And you go fishing at night where the lights are on the docks, and people up north have never heard of snook. But they fish, they gather around the docks. Tell people a little bit, I mean, when they're biting, there's something, aren't they? Yeah, they get pretty aggressive there. When I was in college at Florida Gulf Coast in Fort Myers, we would go out all the time at night and fish the docks and stuff like that around that Sanibel and Fort Myers area, and even Bonita Springs and stuff, and do really well, have some good times out there. You get any fishing in during the baseball season? No. When I was in Syracuse in 2015, I went to Lake Ontario and caught a bunch of king salmon, 25, 30-pound king salmon. But I haven't been recently in the baseball season. There's so much going on in the big leagues. It's hard to get away.
Yeah, pretty impressive there. Good. Blyer, one of the hottest arms in the bullpen, and we talk about fishing. I love it.
He is. He loves to go fishing. Cashner's the same way. The two of them are very big fishermen in the offseason.
Yeah, and Blyer's got some touch with that two-seamer, but you got to have some touch with your cast, too.
Oh. And I got a feeling he's pretty good at it. He's done it. He's done it all his life, and he fishes big tackle, fly fishing, and does a hell of a job out of the bullpen.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's take a look at our BGE game temperature, brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. It is 68 degrees. Few high clouds going around, but not much, and very little breeze here at the ballpark tonight. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles. It's brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Left-hander on the mound, so it's Mancini, Jones, and Machado. Scope, Davis, and Trumbo. Valencia, Rickert. Suzak is here, and he arrives today, and he starts today. Danny Valencia, great numbers against Price.
And let's take a look at David Price's pitch arsenal this season. Well, still got the pretty good fastball. Rush it up there in the mid-90s, and he's throwing everything pretty hard. That cutter's a big-time pitch for him. Likes to backdoor it on the righties and drive it in under the hands, especially Price being aggressive on that inside corner to both lefties and righties. See how he pitches the Orioles tonight. The Orioles steady diet of breaking balls here recently, and Price has been kind of shying away from the breaking ball and the changeup. take a look at the rest of the numbers here for Price. He's had an interesting start to the season. Real fast coming out of the gates, and then he hit the skids. 18 earned runs in his last 4 starts. Hopefully the Orioles catching him at the right time. Only giving up the 5 home runs, but there are Orioles throughout this lineup that have had success off David Price.
So David Price ready to go, and against the Orioles carries a 12-5 record. And the delivery to Trey Mancini will be taken down low for a ball, and we are underway. This, of course, is the makeup game. This was supposed to be a day off for both these teams, but that big marathon day game that got rained out is being made up here, so it ends up being a 4-game series between these two ball clubs. Trey Mancini, a couple of hits, 6 at bats, including a home run against the left-hander David Price.
About 50 degrees warmer today than it was on that day.
Boy, that was brutal, wasn't it? It was cold and rainy and wet. If you remember seeing the shots of the marathon.
Yeah.
Pitch on the way. It'll be down the right field line. That'll be a foul ball out of play. So a 1-ball 2-strike count on Trey. Mancini has had great luck here in this ballpark. He's hitting .474 lifetime in this ballpark with 2 home runs, and he's had enough at bats to make that a valuable number and one that has some meaning. Defense pretty much straight up on him. Price works out of an almost stretched position, and the pitch will be taken up high.
Yeah, I think here at Fenway Park is where Boom Boom Mancini really got his name, started to get his name more frequently in the lineup last season, really forcing the hand of Buck Showalter in the early part of the year. Mancini started on the bench, but he caught fire here at Fenway Park. The rest, I guess, is history.
2-ball 2-strike delivery to him, and that'll just miss. Tony Randazzo is the home plate umpire, and that is the kind of call you can expect to go to hitters. He has had a strike zone throughout a very fine career. It'll be a little favorable, not tremendously so, but a little favorable to the guys who are at the plate and not the pitchers. 3-ball 2-strike count. Orioles would love to get a leadoff man on here in this first inning. Full count delivery on the way. Mancini will foul it back, keep it alive.
There's a look at that cutter right there. 3-2 pitch, and working hard in on the hands of Mancini. Mancini so good at plate coverage, able to keep the AB going, taking it off the fist.
Not a real good strikeout to walk ratio for David Price, 2-1 exactly. 38 strikeouts and 19 free passes have been surrendered.
Yeah, David Price, pretty interesting pitcher. Now, he's always been a power pitcher with a big arm, but he seemed to kind of pitch a little bit more in the middle part of his career.
Got one up, 94, and got it.
Yeah, good fastball there, and I talked about working inside to the righties, and consistently 3 straight pitches getting in there on Mancini, and heavy velocity too. Tough spot to get to for Boom Boom. But
so Mancini out of there in a K.
Yeah, but Price started working in his changeup more, becoming more of a pitcher per se. You know, mixing in his secondary pitches more frequently instead of the steady diet of heaters that he had when he was a younger pitcher. But now kind of reverting back to that power game again. So it seems like everything's hard coming out of his hand.
Arm feels real good, which is one of the reasons for that. He says that he goes to that power arm again. Here's Adam Jones. Adam will go after it, hit it to right field. Got good wood back on it as Mookie Betts warning track, and will haul it in. Jones retired on a pitch.
Now Betts running that one down. Take a look at the rest of the Red Sox defense. Benintendi and Bradley Jr. joining Betts. Bogarts and Holt turning 2 up the middle. Devers over at third base. Ramirez playing first tonight, and Leone doing the catching.
So 2 away. 32-year-old left-hander will be facing the Orioles' Manny Machado. Manny comes up with that big average and all kinds of great numbers. We will be talking about the numbers put up by Betts and by Manny Machado throughout the game here tonight, because both are having such spectacular starts, and they have really been shining lights on both of their teams. Unfortunately for Manny, it's with the ball club 13-29, whereas the Red Sox are 29-14, almost the exact opposite. Manny will take it for a strike. Manny Machado takes on David Price today by AARP.
Now take a look at the numbers for Manny against Price. Pretty impressive. 4 home runs, 297 batting average. Manny looking to stay hot against Price today.
0-1 count. Defense straight up here, and the pitch will catch the inside corner. For Manny, it's very important in getting ahead on the count. I was looking at the numbers today. He's hitting .457 when he's ahead on the count. 256 if he ends up behind in the count as he is right now. 0-2 count, 2 down. Price's delivery to him, and that'll be in the inside corner. So Price gets the strikeout, 2 in the inning, retires the side in order. A little questioning there. We'll take a look at Kevin Gozman coming up. To be played here. There's one right there with that beautiful orange hat. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Red Sox. It'll be Betts, Benintendi, and Ramirez. Martinez, Bogarts, and Rafael Devers will be at third base. Brock Holt gets a start tonight. Sandy Leon will catch. Jackie Bradley Jr. against Gozman. Numbers for Betts.
Pretty good numbers right there, but Kevin Gozman's on a roll, and reason why, that four-seam fastball. Boy, has he been able to locate it well, especially glove side. And what I like about Kevin, when he drives it in there now, he's put a little extra velocity on it. Working about 92, 93 to start a ball game, but he'll stick it under the hands about 96.
League's leading hitter will lead it off. Here is Mookie Betts. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball at 93 miles an hour. Kevin has done great work against this Red Sox team. Betts, on the other hand, has hit .414 against him. .414 with 3 home runs off Gozman. And that one's going to miss down low for a ball as well. Like many of the Orioles starters, many starters overall, first inning's been tough for Kevin. He has given up 6 first inning runs. That's the most of any inning that he has pitched. So he'll try and get through this inning in a hurry. His career ERA first inning 5.45. From that first base side of the slab, it's in there, and another base hit. So Mookie Betts is on with a leadoff single.
Well, Kevin Gozman falling behind right there, but coming off a great start. Gozman's on a nice roll. May 11th versus Tampa. How about 7 1/3? 11 hits and only 2 runs. Jack Kevin pitched himself out of some big-time jams. No base on balls. Aggressive in the strike zone. Nasty movement on that split finger, and he was dotting up the fastball as well.
So Kevin will go to the stretch, and Benintendi will stand in. The Red Sox lineup, lifetime against Kevin Gozman, is loaded with guys who've done well at the top, and the bottom 4 have done very little at all. And the pitch will be taken up high for a ball. Benintendi's got a 9-game hit streak coming into the ball game. Just one of the many red hot hitters on this Red Sox team. Red Sox lead the majors in average, slugging, doubles, extra base hits, leading the majors. They're second in the majors in runs. And the pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. They also are not striking out, so Kevin Gozman's going to have to put pitches in and let the defense work behind him. The Red Sox have the 4th lowest strikeout rate of just under 20%. That's in the majors. Kevin with a 1-ball 1-strike count on Benintendi. Betts can steal. Big lead, not going. Off speed, deliveries away.
Well, Kevin's been so good at working the perimeter of the plate. His ability to get ahead and then stay on the edges keeping it out of the heart. Now in the past, obviously too many cookies on the heart of the dish. You see on Benintendi here just working that outside corner, hoping for a swing and some soft contact. But that's how he's going to work and how he's been working here successfully in his last 4 or 5 starts.
Nobody's tried to steal against Kevin this year in the starts that he's had, which is kind of amazing. I mean, it's 8 starts. He's real good at holding runners on base. And Betts has been running of late. 5 stolen bases in the last 7 games. Not going here. Benintendi will take the pitch outside for a ball, not chasing. And it'll be at least 8 pitches on this at bat as the count goes to 3-1. Very patient Red Sox offense. And unlike last year, a very powerful offense, as once again they are hitting home runs. They didn't last season. Runner goes. Benintendi puts it in the air, left center field. Adam Jones coming over. Runner will go back, and Benintendi is retired.
A good pitch right there. Hitters count. He pulls the string on a changeup. Gozman's had some pretty good success against the Red Sox. And take a look versus the Red Sox with 4 wins, but a 3.83 earned run average, very low opponent batting average. And when you come into Fenway Park to take on the Red Sox, it's a different place to play this team. It is a hostile environment, and Kevin Gozman unfazed. 3.68 earned run average, opponent batting average down to 200. He loves facing the Red Sox. His lowest career earned run average against any team he faces.
Pretty amazing. First start against them this year here tonight. Here is Ramirez, 4-game hit streak. And Ramirez will take the pitch at the knees for a strike. I have said before and say again, I think Ramirez should be considered for comeback player of the year. It's just he has had an unbelievable turnaround from last season. An unhappy player in unhappy positions, unhappy with about everything, has turned into a guy who can't wait to get out on the field. Loves playing first base, and he is jamming it. Oh my gosh, stolen base. Gozman did not look over, and Mookie Betts walked down to second base.
Yeah, Kevin Gozman kind of falling into a pattern out there on the mound, and Betts timing him. Take a look, and he trusts what he sees, and it works for him. Uncontested throw, had about 5 steps on Gozman before he even delivered it to the plate.
So Ramirez will get an RBI opportunity, and Jonathan Scope will try and hold Betts a little closer because he will take off for third base if he thinks he can make it. Pitch on the way. Ramirez on a big cut, off speed delivery, had him way out in front of it and off balance.
Yeah, good change. Another good change from Kevin Gozman. Made a great pitch to Benintendi to get him to pop up for the first out, and they're preventing Ramirez and driving in Betts. Nice little change up with late fade.
Red Sox are #1 in the league with runners in scoring position, a magnificent 292 average for the team. And Ramirez has been one of those getting RBIs, but not a good average. 196 in these situations. Pitch to him will come inside, almost caught that hand. Our league leaders brought to you by Coons, where you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Here's the rest of that list you were talking about. The highest average with runners in scoring position. And the Yankees, of course, thumping in the American League East as well. Houston American League team. And how about Tampa Bay? And they're at the bottom, hitting them on and driving them in.
Yep. Orioles are ranked 8th. They've made a big move up. They were 14-15 for a long time. That'll be a foul ball right off the fist. Really rode that one in on him. And lucky to get any part of it. Fouls it off on the first base side, 2-2.
Yeah, great fastball from Gozman. Velocity is one thing, but the location, that thing was boring in hard off the plate. And that's what a veteran hitter does. He committed to that fastball, but knew he wasn't going to be able to drive it. So somehow getting a piece of it and extending this AB.
So 2-ball, 2-strike count. Ramirez with the big overall numbers with runners in scoring position. Trying to get back into the swing of that. And a ground ball will go to third. It'll hold the runner. Danny Valencia will look. Takes the play over to Davis. 2 down.
Nice play there by Valencia. Let's take a look at the rest of the Oriole defense behind Gozman. Mancini, Jones, and Rickard will try to contain balls here in this Fenway Park outfield. Machado and Scope turning 2 up the middle. Saw Valencia make that play. Davis over at first base. And Susac just called up from AAA Norfolk, doing the catching for Gozman tonight.
He has a major league history, but this is the first one with the Orioles. It's his 105th major league game. Called up from AAA Norfolk. Caleb Joseph, a surprise send down today for the Orioles. So Susac now up and working here right away behind the plate, as Buck Showalter likes to do. Talk about a guy having a year. We talk about Machado and Betts, but you better not overlook J.D. Martinez. I mean, Martinez is putting up unbelievable numbers. Look at the average, the home runs, RBIs at 36 on the year, and they didn't get him signed until February. Waited and waited and waited, and he was one of the free agents sitting on the table for all that time with nobody signing him.
Right.
Yeah. He's putting up MVP numbers.
Oh, he's a beast. He is a monster. The way as he figured out his swing. So good at staying inside the baseball. He'll jerk a breakable or a changeup out over the green monster in a second, but his power is right center, and he rarely deviates from that. Even here at Fenway Park, it's such a big target out there at right field.
For Martinez, he comes in second to Betts in average. He is tied for 5th in home runs. He is just behind Manny Machado in runs batted in. Manny's got 38. Martinez has got 36. Runner on at second is Mookie Betts. Gozman trying to work his way out of it with 2 down. Martinez 4 for 7. Only times he has faced Kevin Gozman. And he rips that one in the air to center field. Adam Jones going back, looking, and goodbye, home run. Dead center field. That's 420 plus. And Martinez with 2 down gives the Red Sox a 2-0 lead.
Boy, he is on his game. 13th home run of the season. Red Sox making the first marks of this ball game. Now take a look at the pitch here from Kevin Gozman. Boy, you have got to stay out of the middle of the plate. Martinez doing damage this season. It was a changeup hovering in the middle. How about that? You see the split finger grip. And it looks like it's on a tee for Martinez, staying behind the baseball and driving through it.
So Betts, Machado, and Martinez all have 13 home runs this year. So Gozman that close to getting out of it with 2 down, but Martinez, as he has done so often, getting it done. 431 feet at 110 miles an hour for J.D. Martinez. 0-1 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Xander Bogaerts starting shortstop with 2 down and quickly an 0-2 count. That'll be the 9th home run surrendered by Kevin Gozman this season, and 6 of those have been hit by the right-handers. 0-2 delivery on the way. Bogaerts off the fist. That will be back and out of play. Well, as I said, it is the top of this order through Bogaerts, actually the top 5 who have done career damage against Kevin Gozman.
Yeah, it's a nasty group at the top of this Red Sox lineup, of course headed by Betts, and Betts is the only guy not swinging it there. He just showed the patience and drew that base on balls, and then you got some trouble, some thunder behind him. It does lighten up as the lineup goes, but man, getting through the top is very tough.
0-2 the count. Hard 2 down, and Bogaerts will back out of there. The Red Sox come in. They now have a plus 68 in run advantage. The Orioles are a minus 61. And a breaking ball that he had him go after the first time. He doesn't go after it here. And Lance Barrett at first says no, he did not.
That's where you want to put it, though. Good slider from Kevin Gozman. The reason why he's picked more successful here at the start of this season. Command of that breaking ball, knowing what to do with it. A couple good finishes down and away.
Bogaerts 1-2, and he'll take the pitch up high. Bogaerts had a 3-run home run last night, his 2nd home run that he has hit in the last 6 games. He missed 15 games this season because of injuries, yet has still put up some pretty impressive numbers with the 5 homers and 21 RBIs. Bogaerts will go after that one down the line right field. Rickert going over and will not have a play. Joey Rickert getting the job out there in right field. That's not an accidental positioning. Joey's got good speed, and this is a very tough right field. And Buck has confidence in Rickert's ability to handle it. You got to cover a lot of ground. You got the short wall going down there and right. You got the bullpen wall. When you come out a little bit, it's a big, difficult field to play. Yeah,
it does pick a spot. Center field's tough. Left field's tough with the green monster, but right field, it's one of the toughest spots in all of baseball. Really,
so big, huh?
The way it bows down there, you can get hung up in the corner on the right field line. It is huge. out there in right field. You see the 380 about straightaway right.
The ball curves around that wall when it gets on the ground a lot of times. Another full count, 3-2 delivery on the way, and that'll go to short. Manny's got a short hop it, has no play. Bogaerts is on. That'll be an infield single. Tough throw, even if he had fielded it cleanly, and Bogaerts has got good speed.
Yeah, hard hit ball. Manny taking the deep angle. Good look right here. Manny getting the feet going. Thinking, okay, it's going to tie me up if I go get that short hop. Tries to play the long one, but kicks off the heel a little bit. And unfortunately, a little too high up in the air. If it's a little shorter, Manny would let that one loose.
So a base hit picked up, and Bogaerts keeps it alive. Rafael Devers at the plate now. The Orioles shift the infield a little bit, not all the way around, but they do play him to pull. Devers 1 for 6 off Gozman. Strike in the inside corner. Kevin has had very good success against both lefties and righties. Not much difference. Left-handers 244 and the right-handers 248. In essence, there's no difference at all. I mean, that's one at bat somewhere along the way. Pitch, and down he goes. Give me 10.
Yeah, and those numbers have kind of changed, I think, over the years. Obviously getting better. Kevin Gozman last season really started to feature that split finger against the righties as well. That's how you move some feet right there.
That was a Marine push-up right there. He was ready to go after. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Bouncer, and that'll get the runner down to second base. Susac goes back to get it. Second wild pitch of the season for Kevin Gozman.
Coming up a little short with the split finger, bouncing in front of home plate. Susac sliding over, but it scoots underneath that right arm. It's out scoring position now.
There are 2 down here. 2 ball, 1 strike count. So the first inning, as we mentioned earlier, continues to be a bugaboo for Kevin. 8 first inning runs scored now against him. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Devers waiting on it way outside, and that's an off speed at 82 that got away. Susac was talking about it before the game. So one of the things in my favor coming up to catches that I've caught almost everybody in spring training or in the minors, and then he said the one I haven't, Kevin Gozman.
Right. Oh,
and he kind of smiled and said, wouldn't you know, that would be the way it goes.
Right.
So Kevin's kind of responsible for this game. As Susac said, he's got to kind of call this himself. The Susac finds out what he wants to do, and he walks him, and a long first inning gets longer.
Yeah, sure is tough inning here, and the pitch count mounting up to 30, up over 30 pitches. Take a look at the Fenway Park combined stats with the major league ranks this season. Fenway Park, boy, is it a hitter-friendly park. 274 batting average is first in Major League Baseball. That slugging percentage second. I'm at 11.11 runs per game. That's first, so you know there's going to be a high-scoring affair here. And the earned run average, you know that's got to be elevated with all the runs scored. So Fenway Park, this is where you want to go if you want to hit. And it is hitter-friendly with the green monster out there, 310 feet away. And you see hitters over the years use that as a target, especially lefties stay inside the ball. Wade Boggs obviously comes to mind.
Yeah.
He would just pepper balls off that green monster. And so much room out in right field to drop them in. So the hits are falling here at Fenway.
2-0 lead. Roger McDowell a quick visit. That'll bring Holt to the plate. Holt's batting .328 in limited opportunities. Holt's 21st game. He's had 61 at bats. The regulars are up there 150, 140 at bats. Get a left-hander in the lineup, and Holt will take the pitch away for a ball. Notice how you're seeing more of the averages and numbers we show you being major league rankings and not American League rankings. That's not, I'm convinced that is not an accident. MLB is preparing fans for the day this whole thing gets changed. All of Major League Baseball revamped as far as divisions and leagues are concerned. And one way to get fans used to thinking that way is to start putting numbers out that are major league rankings.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing more and more of that. I was thinking of that today. I'm looking at MLB.com and stuff. All of a sudden, it's all major league rankings.
Yeah, might as well with all the interleague play anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
So someday in the not too distant future, I got a feeling this whole league is going to be changed around, and the whole scheduling thing's going to be changed. What Buck Showalter talks about a lot: balanced schedules, cut down on travel, think you're going to see a lot of that coming up. For Kevin Gozman, Alex Cora looking on happily. This is a very long inning. A 3-0 count on Holt. See if he gets a green light. 2 down. It'll be in the inside corner for a strike he was taking. So already Buck's got to do the thing he talks about all the time that you do as a manager, thinking ahead. What am I going to do with this bullpen? Because right now it looks like he's going to need it.
Oh, I'm telling you, the last time the Orioles were in town, there were a couple of short outings. Tillman and Cobb coming up a little short. Tillman lasted 2 innings. Cobb only 3 2/3.
Gets the foul ball and the third 3-2 count of the first inning.
And you do not want this road trip starting off with a used up bullpen. So Kevin Gosman's got to find a way to get this third out and then get it in cruise control. Hopefully the offense comes back firing against Price. Gives Gozman a little bit of a chance to catch his breath and try to get into the middle part of this ball game. Right now not looking so good.
Holt has been on a doubles tear as he's picked up 6 doubles in the last 8 games. And he'll get him on a pitch away. So Gozman ends it with a strikeout, but not before the big home run put up by J.D. Martinez puts the Red Sox up. Losses in his career, and he's got a 2-0 lead.
Hey, take a look at the numbers here. First 4, of course, David Price. So we talked about getting off to a sensational start. That 225 earned run average. How about a 183 opponent batting average? But the last 4 we talked about not so good. 725. He's given up 18 earned runs here in his last 4 starts. 311 opponent batting averages. The Orioles hoping they catch David Price at this wrong time right here. Orioles bats heating up. David Price cooling down. They need to make a mark right now.
It'll be Scope, Davis, and Trumbo coming up for the Orioles against the left-hander. The Orioles against the lefties. They have gone 5-9 against left-handed starters. That is 27th in win percentage in the majors. 5-9 against left-handed starters. Scope hitting at 240 with 3 home runs. Jonathan will put that one up in the air, first base side. Ramirez near the dugout, reaching, makes the nice catch, and fell in after, and that's okay. Now you can't go on that first step and then make the catch. You can catch it and then go on the first step.
Yeah, pretty good play right there. Of course, Ramirez, former shortstop, so he's got some fielding skills. He goes over and finds the wall, and you see that little shuttle step after he picks up the baseball again. Pretty good defensive play right there with the not so easy going over next to the dugout. A little balancing act.
Yeah,
the steps.
That's why you have that first baseman's met with a nice long webbing.
Yeah,
to hang on to it. So 1 away. Scope retired in a hurry. That'll bring up Chris Davis. Davis, some of his best numbers have come against David Price. Pitch on the way, and he will take the pitch inside. It's kind of strange, left-hander against left-hander. This season, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs on the year for Chris. The defense will shift. Holt will go way out there into right field. Pitch on the way will be on the inside corner for a strike. For Davis against the Red Sox in the first series, where the Red Sox lost all 3 that were played. Chris had 2 hits in 12 at bats earlier this year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Ground ball into the shift. Diving. Bogarts the out. It's Davis looking and saying, oh my. It's all about that shift.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you got Holt in the deep side, but Bogart saying, I can cut this one off, make it a little bit easier for you, Brock Holt, because Brock Holt was taping that deep angle. It would have been to make that strong throw. How about that athleticism right there in the glove and then up on the knee. Gun down Davis.
So 2 down. Davis retired, and here is Mark Trumbo. Trumbo's the DH in the ball game tonight. He's put up good numbers in the limited at bats that are beginning to pile up. 14 games, 56 at bats on the season with a homer and 4 RBIs. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. He's a .243 hitter with a couple of home runs off David Price in his career. Uses that stare at the bat and then the closed eyes as a matter of a way of focusing on seeing the baseball better. He'll do that after almost every pitch when he's at the plate. 1-0 count with 2 down. Price puts one down and in.
Boy, nasty cutter right there. Mark Trumbo. First pitch was a changeup, and then he backs it right up with that firm cutter. Good movement riding in under the hands of Trumbo.
Mark against the lefties so far 4 for 14 this year. And again, the defense pretty much straight up. 1 ball, 1 strike count with 2 down. Trumbo will go after it, foul it back. Beautiful day here. Hope the weather holds up for all 4 of these against the Red Sox. It'll be Alex Cobb, Drew Pomeranz tomorrow night, Dylan Bundy, Rick Porcello on Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon Eduardo Rodriguez for the Red Sox. Orioles have not announced their Sunday starter. So tomorrow night 6:30 O's extra, 7 o'clock for the ball game. Same thing on Saturday. 1-2 delivery, and that's at the knees. So Price is on the money as he's retired the first 6, and he has struck out 3 of them. Red Sox up 2-0. From Gaithersburg, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch offs went up to 50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. Oh, good luck. 2-0 lead as Kevin Gozman will try and shore things up here. 8, 9, and 1 in the order against him. 2 runs, 3 hits, 7 batters faced in the first inning. Leon's had an 0 for 8 in the times he has faced Kevin Gozman. Sandy Leon has caught half the number of games Vasquez has. This is his 15th start behind the plate.
And they've had a hard time catching wise with some offensive output. Now they got Swihart who's struggling a little bit. Leon struggling a little bit. Vasquez even. He hasn't started to hit his stride offensively.
Swihart's asked for a trade.
Yeah, right.
Officially, publicly. His agent did so with the Red Sox, and he confirmed it. And a ground ball will go to second base. Jonathan Scope, the easy up over to Davis. Leon is retired. Talked about that first series.
Yeah, not so good either. How about the Orioles? Just 2.3 runs per game, and the Red Sox were firing on all cylinders, near 7 runs per game. The starters ERA, and we talked about the short outings by Tillman and Cobb. That kind of set the tone for that elevated earned run average, up over 11. And of course the numbers with runners in scoring position. The Red Sox basically just outplayed the Orioles. Orioles were down to start 2018 campaign off. Unfortunately, they're starting to turn things around a little bit.
And that is taken for a strike. One of the mysteries of this baseball season is at the plate. You look at the numbers and you know why. Jackie Bradley Jr. How can that be? No easy answer. Kevin Gozman's 0-1 delivery to him, way behind on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah.
That was in the mitt.
It sure was. So that just kind of tells you Jackie Bradley Jr. A little in between, and he's been an up and down type of offensive player. When he gets on a roll, he can carry a team. Right now, and certainly since the start of the season, he's been down.
He is 2 for 18 lifetime against Kevin Gozman, and one of those 2 hits a home run. The Red Sox have won the last 6 games. They won those 3 started this year, and they won the series at Camden Yards that ended last year. They outscored the Orioles 20-8 in that series at Camden Yards last year. Foul back. So the Red Sox +6 coming in against the Orioles, and the Orioles trying to get out of that losing streak of 12 in a row on the road. Alex Cora, first-year manager. Lots of cadoos. That happens when you win. And he's pushed the right buttons, said the right things, and has managed the ball club that's accepted what he's asked. And a strike on the inside corner will get him.
That's the Kevin Gozman fastball that's really helped propel him early part of this season. Good fastball on the inside corner, and it doesn't leak at all. Just filling up the pitch prior. Good fastball on the inside corner at 95 miles an hour. Bradley Jr. saying there's no way he can double up in there, and boom, he does.
So at 2 down, he'll face Mookie Betts, who started the ball game out with a base hit. Now hitting .358, leading the league. Straight up defense against him. He'll put the ball everywhere as a position to go to. Pitch taken away. He rarely swings at a first pitch. Looking today, he's taken the fewest first pitch swings in all the majors. 12%. When he comes to the plate, he takes. And the follow-up numbers show why. Because when he's behind in the count, he leads the majors with a .400 batting average when he's behind in the count. And his strikeout numbers, with 2 strikes, he's hitting .342, the second highest in the majors. So he can take 2 pitches.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that is in there for a strike, and 1-2.
Well, the whole goal, if you want to be a consistent major league hitter, you master your strike zone and you don't vary. You don't get outside of it all. You control your lower half so you can discipline that strike zone, and Mookie Betts has found it. He's been consistent for 3 or 4 years now at the major league level in that regard. This has got to be the hottest he's ever started out. We talked about the comparison with him and Manny, and both almost identical, the type of numbers they're putting up, and just their way they approach the baseball.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that will be outside. Both he and Manny have put up big numbers with the home runs per plate appearance this year for both of them. Manny is tied for 7th with J.D. Martinez for home runs per plate appearance at .07. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that is outside in the dirt for a ball. And you can understand Kevin Gozman reluctant here to throw anything down the middle on this guy.
Yeah, you want to be careful for sure. Of course, he's touched Kevin Gozman a few times, 3 home runs against Gozman. So burying that slider down and away and hoping that Betts fishes for a pitch off the plate.
This is the 4th 3-2 count already. 3-2 delivery, hit in the air to left field. He's going to get another hit. Trey Mancini will play it off the wall, holding to a single. That's a Fenway single right there, and Betts is 2 for 2 in the ballgame.
Now working Gozman and finally getting pitch he can handle. And the 2 pitches he swung at, fortunately, did not get them elevated. Both coming off the bat hot. That one top spun out there at 104 miles an hour and 1 hops the Green Monster.
So Betts is on. He has picked up a stolen base, and he got on in the first inning. So Mookie Betts, now with 9 stolen bases, is tied for 4th. D. Gordon of Seattle's got 15. He is the league leader in stolen bases. And the pitch will be in the outside corner for a strike. Hit number 4 for the Red Sox in the ballgame. Benintendi flied out to center his first time up. Brings the 9-game hit streak to the plate. That's a season-long hit streak for him. His career high is an 11-game streak. And he too taking pitches here. That one will be up in a 1-ball 1-strike count.
Yeah, a lot of good eyes here. This team can really work a pitcher. They'll take their base on balls, and we talked about their numbers with runners in scoring position, and it seems like recent history this team has been good at taking their walks, just giving themselves as a team more opportunities to drive those runs in.
Swing and a miss on a real good pitch. He got that one down and away. Count goes to 1-2. Benintendi looking down to third each time here, looking to see from Carlos Feeble's third base coach whether or not the steal sign is on. And Feeble's relaying signs whether anything's on or not, obviously. Pretty good lead over there for Betts. 2 down.
Betts timed him up in the first inning with the stolen base. Kevin Gozman, a little longer hold, a little snap throw. Just to keep him honest, let him know he's thinking about him.
Tom Goodwin, the first base coach for the Red Sox, a speedster in his playing days. Boy, he could fly. He was a good base stealer. 1-ball 2-strike delivery. Fakes the go and gets him on a foul tip that's held on to. Third strikeout picked up by Gozman. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. It is a 2-0 Boston lead. Notebook here from Boston. Risky projections, they always are. Projected finishes by call to the bullpen.com. Yankees, Red Sox 1-2. Don't think anybody's surprised by that. What order they're in, who knows? Toronto Blue Jays and Tampa Bay, and they're predicting the Orioles a 92 losing season. We'll see how that works out. Realize we're a quarter of the way through the season. Wow. Orioles are a game more than a quarter of a way through the season. Boy, it does. You think it's not going anywhere, and then you look, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where'd that go? As we are more than halfway through May. David Price. Pitch will be up high. Danny Valencia put in there against the left-hander, of course. Danny is 13 for what, 22 off David Price?
How about that?
How about that?
Yeah.
13 for 22. 1-0 delivery to him. Danny will take a strike. Price Left-handers 214 off him, right-handers 263. That 263 numbered by right-handers 23 points higher than his career average by right-handers. That's up this year. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery, and that'll be at the knees.
Yeah. Well, the Orioles kind of getting themselves in take mode here. David Price is just filling up the strike zone with fastballs right now, and I am a little surprised that they're not starting to kind of come unglued a little bit. There's some damage on the Price fastball.
1-2 the count. Guarding the line at third, Devers. It'll go the other way, and he's got a base hit. So Danny Valencia right off the end of the bat, making sure he got bat on ball. That's the first hit and the first base runner for the Orioles. Birds are going to host the Nationals May 28th through 30. Kick off summer with a special 105 Memorial Day matchup, and all fans receive the Orioles Memorial Day t-shirt. Plus, on Wednesday, first 20,015 and over receive an Orioles cooler backpack presented by Visit Sarasota. Tickets are at Orioles.com. There are a lot of Oriole fans on hand here. Some seats available. Remember, this is a makeup game. Still will have a big crowd here at Fenway Park tonight. Great night to be at the Yard. Here's Joey Rickard batting in the 8th spot, getting the start in right field. His 3rd start in right this year. Devers is in at third base, and the pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. So Rickard recalled to the Orioles last week. You see the numbers he has put up and down player the last couple of seasons. He's only had 10 at bats and hit 2 home runs.
Yeah, how about that? His first day back has a 2 home run ball game.
Rickard will put that one in the air to center. Bradley Jr. runner back to first base. One down here in the 3rd inning. Lights just starting to take effect. It's twilight time here in Boston. Hoping and praying this weather holds up. Tomorrow it's supposed to be showers, and Saturday it's supposed to be rain. Sunday clearing up, so we'll see how that goes. So here is Andrew. There are the numbers at AAA Norfolk for the starting catcher for the Orioles. Caleb Joseph was sent down today. Susac, as we mentioned, playing in his 105th major league game. Had played games with the Giants primarily, and with the Brewers last summer. He had a 1 for 12 in 8 games with Milwaukee. Has had a career where injuries have mounted up on him. He went on the DL 3 times last year, and he went on the DL in April with Norfolk. So trying to stay on the field has been a problem for him.
Yeah, it sure has. You know, he came up with the Giants. Buster Posey's backup, and was actually one of the top defensive prospects in the Giants system. Stayed there a couple years and then moved on to the Brewers, but was up and down. That's when the injury bug started taking its toll. And even this past winter, getting picked up by the Orioles and coming into spring training, he started on the DL. He had an infection that kind of set him back, so he was slow to go coming out of camp.
Fouled away. But Showalter said one of the reasons, not a primary reason, but one reason he was brought up is 3 lefties are scheduled to start in this series for the Red Sox, and his numbers lifetime against left-handers have been pretty good.
Oh, really good. Yeah, 90 plate appearances, hit like 320 or something like that. So, Caleb Joseph kind of struggling a little bit offensively, even though this past week he started making more consistent, solid contact, actually picking up some hits and hitting near 300. But Caleb had been struggling for a couple months.
Heat upstairs.
That's kind of the pitch you've been expecting to see from David Price. The high fastball, 94, especially after that last game the Orioles just played, where a ton of high fastballs were thrown by him. That's the first one. David Price there, exposing Susac a little.
So 4 strikeouts for Price, and there are 2 down. Runner remains at first base, Valencia. Here is Trey Mancini. Mancini is strikeout victim, his first time to the plate. And swing and a miss. How about that hole between third and short? It's a little different alignment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big hole. It sure is. They're pinched in the middle on Mancini right now, and I don't know, the Red Sox Kind of an interesting defensive strategy, keeping Holt on that second base side more than we've seen really any other team. They haven't incorporated the full shift.
Pitch on the way to him will be outside for a ball. David Price may be crossing the pregame strategy meeting up a little bit the way he's throwing tonight. One, he's throwing more strikes than he has this year. He's not walked anybody yet. And Mike's talked about the fastball usage.
Yeah.
The Orioles may not have been looking for either of those things in this start. It'll be fouled off, bounced off the plate.
No, I think the Orioles, you know, it just seems like every team they face, the breaking ball numbers go up. You know, that might be a pitcher they're facing that throws 25% breaking balls, but against the Orioles, he jumps up to 40%. So they're used to that kind of stuff. And but now David Price is coming out throwing darts, only a handful of changeups, maybe one breaking ball.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Short lead at first base for Valencia. Kick and throw up high. Trey Mancini, we talked about taking the ball the other way. Well, I was looking today, he's had 18 opposite field hits. He is tied for second with guess who? J.D. Martinez. He and Martinez both have 18 coming into the game. Martinez leads in opposite field home runs. He's got 7. And that leads the majors in that department. His home run tonight was dead center. 2-2, runner going, and a ground ball back to the mound. Price. Flip over to Ramirez, gets him, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Red Sox lead it 2-0. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC. Make today the day. And by Ocean City. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. A beautiful sunset. Look at that sky. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, it is.
2-0 lead for the Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Ramirez, Martinez, and Xander Bogaerts. Ramirez grounded out his first time up. Hanley up the middle has got a base hit. So he goes after the first pitch and delivers a leadoff single. Leadoff man on now 2 out of 3 innings against Kevin.
Yeah, Ramirez staying hot there. His bat has picked it up this season.
It's a 5-game hit streak now for Hanley Ramirez. And 55 pitches thrown already. J.D. Martinez delivered the long blow with 2 down. A home run. Blasted it away to center field. He's got a 5-game hit streak now as well. Picking up a couple of RBIs in the process and giving them that 2-0 lead. 2nd in average, 5th in home runs, 2nd in RBIs, 2nd in hits, 5th in extra base hits, 3rd in slugging, and on it goes for J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, offensive force, really.
Little chopper. Foul.
And you have got to stay out there. I mean, he will take an inside pitch and inside out at 440 feet. Stay on that outside corner. The big man, he stays away from the plate, but he does not dive. He waits for that ball to come to him. You saw him just reach out there and try to flick the Gozman fastball that was right on that outside corner.
Down goes to a ball and a strike. And what was J.D. Martinez working on pregame today with Tom Goodwin, the first base coach? The proper way to get your lead at third and tag up on a fly ball. It is a strike call at the knees. They were working at every base. Goodwin had the Red Sox starters out, working on getting the right foot in the right position to move on either a base hit or tag up on a fly ball.
Yeah, well, somebody must have screwed it up
yeah, exactly.
in the A's series. So just kind of a refresher. Do that every now and then.
Had them out there and they were serious about it. They were listening to Goodwin. 1 ball 2 strike delivery, and that will ride in at 94 miles an hour, and a 2 ball 2 strike count.
Well, there really is an art to that. You know, getting the right foot on there, the ability to put yourself in a position where you actually see the defender catch the baseball.
Yep.
And then be in the right position where you can maximize your speed. So yeah, there's an art to that. And of course, Goodwin, one of the best. We talked about his speed.
2 ball 2 strike count. Runner off first base. That one's going to go to short. Manny's got it. Flip the scope. Relay to first, and they turn the double play. And that will take care of that leadoff signal.
Boy, Orioles been turning some nice double plays, but Manny Machado showing why he's one of the better defenders. Look at him reach out there. That extendo arm got caught in between on the hop. With the ability to reach out and get the short hop, saves Gozman and picks up a double play right there. Pitcher's best friend.
So now 2 down and nobody on. Boy, that saves all kinds of problems and pitches for Kevin Gozman. Here's Andy Bogarts. He picked up a base hit in his first time up and was left stranded. Straight up D on him as well, and the pitch will miss outside. Bogarts did not play against the Orioles. He was out injured in April in the first 3 games that were played. 261 lifetime hitter against O's pitching. Center field, Adam Jones. Adams got it, and only 3 faced. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. Red Sox up 2-0. Sox have a 2-0 lead. Red Sox are 12-6 at home. They are tied for 3rd in the league in home wins. For David Price, no walks, 4 strikeouts so far. Orioles have picked up only 1 hit off him. Red Sox are 2-5-0. Martinez, the 2-run homer in the first inning. Here's Adam Jones. Adam saw one pitch fly out to right field. His first time up. Machado and then Scope. Bunting for a base hit. Will miss it for a strike.
Little change up right there. Adam Jones, he has been red hot though recently, defensively and offensively, riding an 11-game hit streak, 341 with 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. Yeah, Adam Jones doing it all here lately for the O's.
His longest hit streak is 20 games. That came in 2012, and he is at 11 right now. 0-1 count. Price delivers to him, and Adam will foul one off that rode in on the top hand. Adam hitting .231 lifetime against this left-hander, and Price getting ahead on the count 0-2. Now this is the second time to the lineup here. It will be interesting to see whether Price changes and goes back to some of the slower stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Well, he started him off first pitch changeup, so that means okay, he's thinking about the second time through, but then he goes with that hard cutter rated on the hands. You know, he tries to clean him up.
0-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to go to short. Second, rather. Holt calls it in. So they did not have the shift on as many teams do, and it worked.
Yeah, perfect.
So what a way that'll bring up Manny. Take a look at our Major League Notebook on more Manny, more Manny, more Manny. Look what he's done this year compared to his career. In plate appearances per walk, he has dropped that down from 14 plate appearances to 8. In the plate appearances per strikeouts, he's doing better again this season. It takes more plate appearances. With balls put in play, he's hitting .333 compared to .302 lifetime, and the at-bats per home run, look at that one. Used to be, it took 21, almost 22 at-bats. Now it's down to 12 for home runs.
And you know what the scariest thing about that is? Manny's had a great career so far. I mean, his numbers are incredible.
That one is popped up to shallow right center. This is the Bermuda Triangle, but it's got hang time. And the center fielder, Bradley Jr. will get it.
Yeah, those numbers you were talking about, I think just the walks being cut down, you know, he's got 23 walks. He's leading the team. Only 23 punch outs. So he's seeing the ball well. I think he's at just the right age where he's had enough at bats. He's already got that instinctive makeup for baseball anyway. And I just think this is what you're going to see out of Manny offensively. This is the type of hitter he is. And he's going to be one of the better right-handed hitters in the game.
Yep. Are the Dodgers looking?
I think everybody really is looking at Manny. I mean, he's an offensive force. You know, everybody looks for that type of player, and especially somebody that can play the infield like Machado.
Yep. Pitch will be taken by Jonathan Scope for a strike. 0-1. Scope popped out his first time up. So Jonathan now 4 for 24 with 1 home run, lifetime off Price. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that will just miss inside. Scope thought about going after it, and the count will go to 1-1. Now Jonathan's on the exact other end from what we were talking about with Mookie Betts. He has the highest swing rate, 6th highest in the majors. He swings at 56% of pitches he sees. 6th highest in the majors. Doesn't take a lot, goes after first pitches as well. So as you would expect, while Mookie picks up a lot of walks, takes a lot of pitches, Jonathan doesn't see a lot of pitches and has the lowest walk rate on the ball club. Just 2% of his at-bats are walks, 2nd lowest in the majors.
All right. Well, how do you get to 32 home runs and 105 RBI? I think Betts and Scope do it differently, but they both end up becoming very productive offensive players.
Yeah, it's what works for you. How do you feel at the plate? And Jonathan's just aggressive. He feels better being aggressive, and Mookie Betts feels better letting it settle down, take more pitches, see more of it. And hey, you end up in the same category. More power to you. Jonathan Scope waiting on a 2-1 and a chopper. Price going to have to bare hand, and no play. Slipped out of his hand. We'll wait on the call, but I think that's a hit.
Yeah, I'll probably go down as a hit, but in David Price's mind, the veteran pitcher probably realized he should have made this play. I mean, the ball's still moving, and Scope doesn't fly down the baseline. Probably could have gloved it and got his feet underneath him, tried to barehand it instead, and just didn't get the grip.
And it will be a hit. The Orioles have their 2nd. This one coming with 2 down here in the 4th inning. Scope on at first, and that'll bring Chris Davis up. As we mentioned in the first go-around, of all the pitchers to have a great average against for Chris Davis, you would not expect David Price to be one of them. But he's hitting .289 lifetime against Price with 2 home runs. That's one of those go figure numbers.
Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think David Price a lot of times likes to use that the machismo approach. Here you go. Take me on, baby. I'm coming with 95-mile-an-hour fastball. You're the best home run hitter in the game right now. Let's go head to head. And I think Davis won a few battles in that regard. But Price continues to stick with his game, though, right? Hard fastball. Here it is. 95. Hit it if you can.
Yep, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
For Chris this year, he has gone 4 for 32 against the left-handers on the season, and is behind to David Price 0-2. Price's numbers through the lineup: 213 the first time, 255 the second, and 268 the third time through. That third time through number is a high in his career. He's averaged 231 the third time through for his career. And he gets that one in for the strikeout. He is locating. That's 5 Ks. Runner left on. A 2-0 Boston lead. From fresh seafood to world-class cuisine, visit SavorSarasota.com. Red Sox opening up with a 2-0 lead here against Kevin Gozman, getting the runs in the first inning. Kevin with 1 walk, 3 strikeouts for the 27-year-old right-hander against the Red Sox for the first time this season. He is 2-3 here in this ballpark. He's had 7 career starts now here at Fenway. ERA in this park is 3.68. That ball in the air to right center field. Devers went after it, and it'll be taken by Joey Rickert. A pitch and an out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. PNC Minor League Insights brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
How about Cedric Mullins? His bat certainly heating up. Last 8 ball games, 313, got a 361 on base. 3 extra base hits, 4 runs, and the 3 stolen bases. Hasn't been caught stealing down there in Double-A Bowie. Yeah, Mullins back on the radar with that red hot bat.
Quick out here. Moving in at third, Valencia. Holt, strikeout victim, his first time up. And the pitch will be taken away for a ball. Brock Holt, numbers for Holt, getting his 8th start at second base. Sure reminds me, Dustin Pedroia in the ballpark on the field prior to the game today, taking some ground balls, working out. They expect him back in about 10 days. 1-0 pitch, and that is taking for a strike. So somebody's got to go. Swihart, who's asked to be traded, maybe that one. They're carrying in effect 3 catchers.
Maybe, you know, Swihart, one of those super utility type guys, switch hitter, so there's value there.
1 ball, 1 strike. Delivery on the way from Kevin, and that will miss inside a little bit for a ball. Count will go to 2-1. Great to see Pedroia pretty much on schedule for what they anticipated.
Yeah.
Maybe getting back.
Somehow taking some grounders and BP today. A little bounce in his step.
2-1 count. I've never seen so much straight up defense this year. And will just miss. Both of these teams are playing defense the old fashioned way. We're seeing this kind of an alignment by both ball clubs against almost every hitter.
Yeah, there hasn't really been a full shift yet in this ball game. Very rarely do you see the Orioles play that straight up D.
Yeah. 3-1 delivery on the way to Holt. He'll put it down the line, but it will be foul. Fan with a nice catch with a glove. 3-2. You can see the screen there. The screen though is low enough so a ball can go up about, I don't know what, 12-15 rows back. Can be over that screen right there. So you still can catch one down there. And that was perfectly positioned. Here's the 3-2 delivery and another one foul upstairs.
Good fastball from Gozman. Working in and out right now. He's on a couple straight changeups here in this inning. And got a couple outs. I got Devers to pop up on that changeup first pitch.
3 ball, 2 strike count with 1 down. Long wait, forcing him to stand. Can't believe he hasn't asked for timeout, but he didn't. 3-2 delivery on the way, and he gets another foul ball. Couple of pretty hefty cuts right there by Brock Holt.
Yeah, Gozman tried to lull him to sleep right there and then sneak some cheese on that inside corner. Unfortunately, it leaked back over the plate. Holt put an ace swing on it.
3-2. I've lost track, but I think it's the 5th full count Kevin's had. 3-2 delivery on the way, and he gets him on heat at 95.
A little extra life there. 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Gozman, but pulls off it a little bit. Take a look at this life as it rides through the zone. 95 miles an hour. Wow. Gosman's front shoulder leaves. As it can be trouble, but not with that one. 95 just firing across the zone.
So 2 away, and here is Sandy Leon. Ground ball to second, so he's now 0 for 9 lifetime against Kevin Gozman. Veteran backstop. Just turned 30 years old. Played in 85 games with the Red Sox last year. Hit .225. Year before he had a .310 batting average in 78 games in Boston. That'll be worked on the inside corner for a strike. That's to the dismay of the hitter Leon.
Some good fastballs there. Nice adjustment here by Gozman. And Susac just missed with some fastballs in Holt, even though he came away with the strike 3. But dot in the inside corner on Leon.
0-2 the count. And Leon foul tips into the mitt. A good job by Gozman. He's got 5 strikeouts, 2 coming here in the 4th inning. It remains a 2-0 Red Sox lead. Concern. Cano, of course, suspended. Tyler Kepner, New York Times, said 80 games on Tuesday, testing positive for that diuretic. Baseball rules state that the league will treat a diuretic as a positive test if its independent program administrator determines that the player intended to avoid detection of his use of another prohibited substance. That's what they ruled. So Cano now will most likely sit with his old Yankees teammate and mentor Alex Rodriguez on the Hall of Fame sidelines. Like Rafael Palmeiro, Manny Ramirez, they were caught during the testing era, served a suspension for their decisions. It is so disappointing. Robinson Cano is a great baseball player, and like those who have used before him, why use when you're that good? I just don't get it. I understand kids who are on the brink, it's not right, but where they're trying to support their whole family system and they got to make a baseball career to do it, you know, it's not right, but I can understand. But Cano?
Yeah, I know it's really tough, and unfortunately the first thing you think about is, oh my gosh, he must have been doing this his whole career.
Yep.
And
everything comes into question.
Yeah, exactly. And I got to believe that who knows, getting a little bit older, maybe he was just trying to take a chance to have a couple more good years. I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. It's just bad for baseball. It's bad for Robinson Cano.
And bad for Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Mariners. Are you kidding me? He's going to potentially miss the playoff. Well, he is going to miss the playoffs if they make it.
And they're battling to make it.
Yeah, they're having a great year.
And he had a chance to appeal. If he wanted to appeal and say it was an accident, he didn't know, he wasn't using it to cover up, he could have appealed, and he didn't do it. Ugh. Mike Trumbo at the plate. 0-2. David Price delivers, and it will be taken down low. Strike on victim for the DH, his first time up. Valencia and then Rickert. Good pitching duel underway here between Price and Kevin Gozman. They both have 5 strikeouts, and there's only been 1 walk. Kevin issued that one, but not to damage on the scoreboard. 1-2 delivery by Price, and got him on a tailing away semi-off speed pitch.
Yeah, a little changeup right there. BP fastball. Stuck it down and away to Trumbo. Getting out of the danger zone after a couple firm pitches in. That opens up that outside corner. Doing a little pitching right there and hitting his spot.
He has been doing that in this game. He's putting the ball where he wants it. Trumbo out of there, 1 down. Danny Valencia, the base hit. 1 of 2 the Orioles have, 2 singles. Valencia and Jonathan Scope. Price delivers. That's going to be in the air to left field towards the Green Monster, and it'll take a hit off the numbers. Played in on the hop, going to go for 2, and he's going to be out by a mile. You cannot do that at Fenway Park. Danny Valencia trying to stretch a Fenway single to a double, and you just don't have time for that here.
Yeah, a little surprising. Benintendi picked it up clean, actually creating some momentum. And Valencia, who came around first base, had his head up looking at Benintendi. Why he ended up taking that chance, beyond me. I mean, down by 2 here at Fenway Park. 1 pitch away from really tying it up, and there you see, he was looking right at him and then turned it on. Thought he could beat Benintendi's throw. Benintendi not the strongest arm, but man, he is right in front of you.
So there's a break for Price and for the Red Sox. Benintendi getting it in, not particularly in a hurry either. I think he was surprised. He turned around and saw the runner going. I don't think he expected that. So it wasn't a cannon arm throw. And there are 2 down. And the pitch will be taken up high for a ball. Joey Rickert flied out to center field his first time up. Danny Valencia, that's one of those where you take a look in front of you and you're really on your own. You're not going by the coach.
Right. Yeah, you got the ball right in front of you, and if the guy bobbles it or stumbles out there, that's when you take off. But he fielded it so clean.
Inside corner strike. Price only at 53 pitches thrown with 2 down here in the 5th inning. 1 ball, 1 strikeout, or 2 away.
Yeah, incredibly efficient, just filling up the strike zone primarily with the fastball. Of course, he's cutting that fastball in on the righties.
Pops that one up. Shortstop going back. Bogarts will get there and retires. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. Boston in the first to 4, up 2-0. Classic at Oriole Park, the Sandlot movie night on June 2. All fans are welcome to watch the movie. Post-game special ticket packages are available, featuring on-field access and an exclusive The Sandlot t-shirt. Ticket packages available, Orioles.com/The Sandlot. Man right there who might be interested in that. Packed house here. I mean, it is a makeup game after all, but it hasn't affected the crowd here. It looks like every seat is full. 2-0 lead for Boston on the J.D. Martinez home run that came in the first inning. The Red Sox got 2 runs, 3 hits, and left 2 against Gozman. Pitch will be taken away for a ball from Kevin. The Orioles do put a shift on here against Jackie Bradley Jr., strikeout victim. His first time up. 1-0 count, top of the order. Betts waiting on deck, and that'll be inside. Jackknifed him away, sent him down the first time up on a pitch inside, and kind of moved him away on that one as well.
Sure did. And you had talked about this being a pretty good pitcher's duel right now. Kevin Gozman getting roughed up in the first inning, jacking up his pitch count, but the 2 runs coming on the 2-run home run, and since then has settled in, and boy, kind of matching David Price, who's been extremely efficient.
Yeah, they've been going pitch for pitch here, haven't they?
Yeah.
Remind you again, Kevin, batting average by the Red Sox here at Fenway, 209. Second lowest in Orioles history. And as Mike mentioned, lowest opponent batting average at any single ballpark for Kevin in his career. That's what Roger McDowell's watching here. He's given up the 2 runs on just 5 hits. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That's close, but not quite. The ever dangerous leadoff walk. Second walk surrendered in the game by Gozman. Oriole fans, when the Orioles score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with the promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. You do not want to walk a number 9 hitter who's hitting under Mendoza.
No, you sure don't. Tough right there for Kevin Gozman. He's got to turn the page right now and make some good pitches against one of the better hitters in the game.
Betts is already 2 for 2. Mookie will take the pitch for a called strike up high. League leader in average coming into today's play. He and J.D. Martinez, teammates, 1 and 2 in that department. Betts also best home batting average in baseball, over 400. Another steal. Throw goes to first. Boy, oh boy, have they got that down. That's the same thing Betts did in the first inning. Bradley took off, and the throw ended up going to first base.
Yeah, these are things that are scouted, and the Red Sox aware. Kevin Gozman gets into patterns. You saw Betts do it. Now Jackie Bradley Jr. Just put your head down and go. You make a 1 or 2 count, whatever the number is they decided on, and off you go. And you trust it, and both have made it.
So another runner in scoring position, and Mookie Betts will get the RBI chance, a 1-strike count. Gozman has to settle right here, and will just miss outside with it. So the count will go to 1-1 on Betts. Best slugging percentage in the league. He's had the most extra base hits with 30. Runner in scoring position number at 333. He is just out of the top 10 in that department. 1 ball, 1-strike delivery to him, and Betts big uppercut at 84 up in front.
There you go. Kevin Gozman pulling the string on that pitch, bottom of the zone. You definitely want to keep it down there on Betts. He's tomahawked a couple pitches at the top of the zone off Gozman.
Nobody had tried to steal against Gozman all year in the starts he had. Here tonight, Betts has stolen 1, Bradley stolen another, and will miss away. Red Sox are just not biting on that pitch. You see Gozman going with his arms up to the home plate umpire.
Yeah, be careful here, Kevin.
Yeah.
A couple borderline pitches on the outside corner. Now Kevin's made some good pitches there and gotten the call. It wasn't this last pitch really that he was questioning. The pitch before he thought should have been called a strike. That one just a little bit further off the edge.
As a 2-2, nobody out. And Betts up the middle. He's got another base hit. Adam will come up with a making the turn. Bradley. They're going to hold him. Throw comes in. Orioles Valencia gets over there to be the cutoff man just in time. So runners at first and third. Ball slapped up in a 3-for-3 game for Betts.
Boy, Kevin Gozman still some words with home plate umpire. 103 miles an hour off the bat. And Betts stays short to the baseball. Third base coach Febley is holding up Bradley Jr. the bullet. Get to Adam Jones out there. And Betts staying red hot.
So Orioles infield looking in now as to how they're going to play this. And now the mask is off by the home plate umpire talking to Showalter.
And just some borderline pitches that Kevin Gozman, of course, Buck Showalter would love to have.
Tony Randazzo, veteran home plate umpire, puts the mask back on. With nobody out, the Orioles will play for 2. Surrender the run on a ground ball, except at first and third, as Valencia will play even with the bag and Davis holding the bag at first. That ball put up in the air to right field. It's not that deep. Joey Rickert, runner will tag. Rickert's got it. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw. It's a good one, but not in time. Underneath it and to the foul side of the plate. RBI for Benintendi. Bradley scores 3-0.
Now perfect throw from Joey Rickert out in right field. Had it lined up perfectly. Just Jackie Bradley Jr. the real good speed. You see Joey Rickert creating that momentum towards home, on line, just over Davis's head to keep Betts at first base. Bradley Jr. just beating it with speed.
Oh, Benintendi will pick up the RBI. That's all that Rickert could do on that one. And Benintendi gets his 23rd run batted in. And Bradley, who drew the leadoff walk, crosses the plate. Here's Ramirez, a base hit. He's grounded out, 1 down. Now he's got to watch Betts at first. Gozman does. So whether or not he might take off. Try and not let him read that rhythm that both Betts and Bradley Jr. picked up on.
Yeah, you really got to vary your times. Maybe hold a little bit longer. Maybe just hold until somebody steps off, or Bradley Jr. or Betts, excuse me, tips something over there at first base.
6 stolen bases. There he goes. Throw to first. Davis will throw it down. Unbelievable. That's 3. And Gozman cannot find a way to stop it. They have picked up on Kevin Gosman's rhythm, and they're walking into second base.
Well, I don't understand. He isn't hearing the step off. Somebody's got to be screaming step off. There he goes. And then it's too late by the time he makes that pickoff play. Can't see him out his peripheral. I'm not sure about that. Man, oh man.
Well, Betts has got 10 stolen bases and 12 chances, 2 tonight. Now Ramirez gets an RBI chance, puts another runner in scoring position. Base hit, and he is grounded out. Yeah, Ramirez with a big cut will foul that one back and out of play. Wow. Hard to believe on a pitcher that nobody had tried to steal on all year. But here in this game, the Red Sox picked up on something that tipped them off that they could take off while he's got the ball on the mound.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really, the simple way to shut it down is just step off, you know, and kind of catching Gozman in between a little bit.
And his throws have gone to first base instead of second on each occasion. 0-1 count. Pitch to Ramirez. Look out. Tagged that one. Third base coach almost got wiped out on that. He was coming to pick up the baseball. He was in so he could assist the runner at second, and way too close to home.
Yeah, he is in the danger zone for sure. Yeah, Ramirez can smile about it. Holy cow. Carlos Febley's down there. His heart's still racing.
Carlos Febley will stay right where he was. And 0-2 count. Ramirez, a couple of home runs off Gozman. Grounds it to third. That's a fair ball. Long throw. Valencia. That's off the mark. Didn't get him by. Runner will stay at second base. That'll be an infield hit. Ramirez 2 for 3. Davis trying to swipe the tag on him. Couldn't get him.
A nice play by Valencia, actually getting this short hop. But had time, I think, to set up a little bit better on that backside. He ended up making a cross body throw. Couldn't quite get the body turned. Take a look right here. Watch the front leg. Never gets back towards first base and has to fire across his body and just can't quite get it there. Can't finish out in front. Davis trying to make that swipe tag on the back end. Just whiffing.
So Roger McDowell will come out again to have a word, trying to break the rhythm here with one away. The bullpen is starting to move around. The Orioles are going to get action going out there. So Kevin Gozman, tough one. Donnie Hart, the left-hander, getting up in the bullpen to throw with Alan Mills, bullpen coach. Remember, Gozman is coming off 7 1/3, only 2 runs on 11 hits against Tampa Bay in a win. Even though he allowed a career high 11, he held them to just the 2 runs. He threw 107 pitches. He's up among the leaders in pitches thrown this year in the major leagues. He is, if I can find it here quick enough, he is 10th in pitches per game in the majors at 101. That's his average. The average in the majors this year is 90 pitches per start. Yeah, J.D. Martinez, here's a real tough spot. Home run earlier. He'll take the pitch inside.
And take a look at that first inning home run. 1 runner on, and my oh my, 110 miles an hour off the bat, 22 degrees, so it's a low liner going 431 feet to straightaway center.
1-0 count. Martinez hitting .350 with runners in scoring position and .346 overall. Pitch is a good one at the knees. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Runners on at first and second base. Betts and Ramirez. Martinez, the home run, is 13th in the first inning. Hit into a double play his last time up, and that's what the Orioles are hoping he will do again right here. 1-ball, 1-strike. I think he went. Yep. Check it first. Lance Barrett said he did go around.
There you go. Hard slider after good fastball in under the hands. Pushes one away. A firm slider there on the check swing. Going Gozman's way. Come up with a big pitch here.
Red Sox are 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They have stranded 3. Again, the #1 team in the league in this department. 1-ball, 2-strike delivery. Martinez will foul it back. I saw, and I wish I could remember where, there was an article today somewhere I was looking at, talked about the need for changing the rule book and putting a definition in for check swing, because there is no such thing. We talk about it all the time, but there isn't anything in the book. You either offer at the pitch or you don't.
Right.
Should there be a rule that defines what a check swing is and when it's a strike? I don't know how you do that.
I don't either. Unless there's some kind of beeper out there that when the bat goes, I don't know, when it breaks the plane or something like that in front of home plate.
Yeah. I think as it stands, I think it's fair. It's a judgment call by the umpires, and it will be anyway. Do you offer at the pitch? Have you tried to hit the baseball? Have you put the bat out far enough to go after a pitch? That's tough, as baseball fans know. Gozman's delivery to him, and that's going to be a souvenir.
Good fastball there from Gozman. 96 on that outside corner.
2-ball, 2-strike count on J.D. Martinez. There are your base runners with outstanding speed at second base. Martinez waiting on a 2-2. And another full count. At least a half a dozen full counts in the ball game for Kevin.
Yeah, they're making them work for sure.
J.D. Martinez, 30-year-old veteran in his 7th major league season. Detroit, Arizona last year, 285 lifetime major league average. It's gone up with what he's done so far this year. 3-2, 1 away. Runners go. Swing and a miss and a double steal. So the runners took off. J.D. Martinez strikes out, and there are 2 more stolen bases. Betts has now got 3 in the ball game, and Ramirez gets 1.
Wow, risky play right there by the Red Sox offense, putting in motion here. I know a lot of times as a hitter you don't like to see that motion out there unless, of course, there's 2 outs, and seemed like he liked it swinging through the nasty Gozman slider.
So now Bogarts with the base hit, and he has flied out, has runners, 2 of them in scoring position. And Bogarts at 310, as you see on the season. He's had a very good first quarter of the year for the Red Sox. And those numbers will remain strong if he can do anything the rest of the way, since he's put up a significant number of at-bats already. 2 down. Breaking ball. That'll miss for a ball. 84 miles an hour on that one. Hart stands ready in the bullpen. Left-hander if needed. You got Benintendi, Devers, Holt, Jackie Bradley Jr. all left-handed hitters in this lineup tonight for Boston. 1-0 count. Jumped away, a strike on the inside corner. And a quick turnaround by Bogarts.
Yeah, good fastball from Gozman. Tell you what, you can pitch in. You're going to be effective at the major league level. David Price has been just working the Oriole offense on that inside corner. Gozman, what a good fastball there to Bogarts.
Bogarts hitting .350 at home this year. And that one in the dirt. Good play. Susak had to go down to block that to keep that runner at third base. Wild pitch already thrown by Gozman in the game. He has 4 wild pitches on the season. I think I said one earlier, a couple earlier, but he's actually got 4. Throw that splitter, you're going to bounce a few.
Yeah, and it's been a little unpredictable tonight. Some of them stayed flat, kind of floated up at the top of the zone, and that one had some good movement. Nice job by Susak. Smother.
Pitch misses away. So a dangerous. You got first base open here. You're not trying to put people on, obviously. Devers waiting on deck. He's hit the 100 pitch mark. And Bogarts with a 3-1 count with 2 down. So he'll be looking selectively on a 3-1. Got what he wanted. Watch it go. Way back and goodbye. Home run off the very back of the monster seats. Bogarts delivers the long ball, and the Red Sox have a 6-0 lead.
Well, Red Sox offense making Kevin Gozman work. It's a little too hard here in this inning. And Bogarts jumping on the 3-1 fastball.
6 home runs on the season, and as fast as the ball went out, Buck Showalter comes out, and that'll be it for Gozman. Bogarts now with 24 RBIs.
That 3-1 fastball up above the belt, and it gets covered. Take a look. Ooh.
Home runs off Gozman. He's out.
diamond game here against Kevin Gozman. There you see, uncontested throw. They've been taken off. Time and Kevin Gozman's throw. It's a 1-2 count, and how about that? Just reading Kevin Gozman and stealing bases all night long. 5 for 5 against Gozman. That helped put the 6 runs on the board.
Ground ball off Hart, who comes on to pitch. Play made at first. Evers is retired, and that will do it here in the inning. But not before. 4 are up. 6-0 Boston.
And coming into this ball game, the Orioles playing some good baseball, but the Red Sox have been making the plays tonight. Ramirez making a nice play by Bogarts, and how about this one by Benintendi? Yeah, Danny Valencia thinking he's going to get the offense going, but the Red Sox defense shuts him down, and David Price has been on his game. Didn't know what to expect coming in. Actually really slow his last 4 starts, but complete command of the fastball. Geico, 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
I think, Mike, one of the things Price has done, I think, in this game compared to starts this year, he's picked the pace up. He's working quickly. He kind of slowed down this season in his rhythm on the mound.
Yeah.
And it looks like tonight he's just getting the ball, throwing it.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I mean, he came up through the Tampa organization, and historically they told their pitchers, take your time, take like 2 or 3 deep breaths. So that was part of his game plan. But yeah, he's just rocking and firing right now with some cheese. Good fastball, 95, 96 miles an hour.
Susak will pop that one up third base side. Devers is there. In fair territory to put it away. 1 down. The Lifebridge Health Sports Medicine Institute turned to Cal's team for concussion and orthopedic care together. To schedule an appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
Yeah, well, Orioles here at Fenway Park for the next 3 games. Tomorrow night taking on the Sox at 7 and 7 o'clock Saturday night, and then it's the 1 in the afternoon game on Sunday, and all those games on Massive too.
Trey Mancini 0 for 2 in the ball game. Price kicks and throws. Orioles here, of course, for the Boston Marathon weekend. The 11 o'clock game's the one that got rained out, and that's why we're playing here on what was supposed to be an off day. Then they're back here this weekend. This is graduation weekend in Boston. That's a big deal. Tens of thousands of students.
Yeah.
All of the colleges and universities here in Boston.
There's only a couple, isn't there?
Only a couple. I think 200.
A couple hundred.
Yeah. Walking around the city today, so many parents and kids out for a walk today, with graduation exercises going on all week long at the different institutions. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. That's the first. Handling Ramirez fakes the flip and goes to the bag. 1-2 down. Now the Orioles take on the Mariners for some afternoon baseball Thursday, June 28th at 3:05. A special ticket package available. Purchase for fans 60 and over, which includes a lower level or club level ticket in the shade and an Orioles travel umbrella. Ticket packages limited. Umbrellas are only available through the special offer. Go to Orioles.com/seniors and get your ticket package today. Two down.
Could use that giveaway over the weekend, I'll tell you. A lot of rain there at Baltimore. Holy cow.
Oh, what a weekend. Two down, nobody on. Here's Jones, lined out. Last time up to Holt at second base, hard. Flied out to right field, trying to extend his 11-game hit streak. More importantly, get the Orioles on the board. They've had only 3 hits in the ball game. 3 singles. Price with the 1-0 delivery on the way. That'll be taken for a strike. David Price coming off the game against Toronto. 2 runs, 5 hits, and 5 1/3. That ended a career-long tying 3-decision losing streak for him. In the air towards right center field, and look at it. It'll be hauled in by Betts. 1-2-3 inning. Price on the money, and the Red Sox up 6-0. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by American Standard. Find your local independent American Standard heating and air dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com. And by Johns Hopkins Orthopedics. When you have a setback, we set you up for a comeback. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick. Look at the Charles here in Boston. Oriole fans, not much to cheer about so far. 3 singles. A couple of home runs off Kevin Gozman, accounting for 5 of the 6 runs. Gozman came in having surrendered 8 on the year. Add 2 more to that tonight. J.D. Martinez and Xander Bogaerts. On the inside corner for a strike. Hart on through 1 pitch. Got the final out in the 5th inning.
Yeah, he's got to keep throwing strikes here, especially at the bottom of this lineup. You do not want it to turn over. Those big bats. The bats down here have been struggling a little bit.
Pitch is a strike on the outside corner from Donnie. Hart up and down, AAA majors, 13 games in Norfolk. He had 4 saves, 4 for 4 for the Tides in the save department. Head on the count here to Holt. 0-2 delivery on the way. Check swing, didn't go around. Miguel Castro warming up in the bullpen. Does that mean he will not start in Sunday?
Possibly.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles have not named the starter for Sunday. 1-2 delivery on the way, and a ground ball back to him. He'll go over and flip to Davis. Holt is retired. Well, the Orioles host these Red Sox on Monday, June 11th through Wednesday the 13th, and on Tuesday, June 12th. The first 25 fans 15 and over receive a Dylan Bundy bobblehead. Visit Orioles.com today for tickets.
There you go.
There is Dylan. The Orioles try and figure out the starting rotation. Good, bad, excellent, bad, good. It has just been all over the place from start to start.
Yeah, it really has. Good to see Bundy, though, getting back on track. And
Yep.
good start in his last outing after a little setback for 3 starts.
Great start in the last one. 1-0 count on Sandy Leon, a strikeout victim, and he is grounded out. Hart's delivery will go down the line towards the pesky pole, but it is foul.
They didn't change the name of that. I thought they changed that to the Hardy pole after a couple home runs he hit a few
One
years
game,
ago.
right?
Yeah.
Nope. That's Johnny Pesky's pole down
All right.
there and will be forever. I miss him so much. Johnny Pesky was in uniform right to the end, and when you walked into the Red Sox clubhouse, he was the first locker on the right. And Johnny was just one of the nicest people. That ball tagged to right center field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. You need to cut it off if you can. Good play by Rickert. He's going to hold him to a single. Outstanding play by the Oriole right fielder. Even though Leon's not fast, that had some room on it.
Yeah, it really did. When you talk about that big right field, you better have good pursuit angles, and Joey Rickert was perfect right there. Taking the deep angle. Adam Jones had his eye cutting it off, but Rickert took the deep route and held him right there at first base with a strong throw back in. Nice defensive play.
So Leon is on with hit number 9. And with 1 down, Jackie Bradley Jr. He got a big walk to lead off the 5th inning. Started it out. The free pass would come around to score. Sac fly by Benintendi. And then Bogarts would deliver the 3 RBI homer, his 6th of the year, in a 4-run, 3-hit 5th inning. Shift is on, double play depth. Jackie Bradley Jr. with good speed. He will take the pitch away. At AAA Norfolk this year for Hart, hitters only at 200 against him. Left-handers hit 280 and right-handers 133.
Wow. Doesn't make much sense because Donnie Hart, of course, the severe cross-body delivery, and of course that 3/4 arm slot makes it so tough.
Hard foul ball. Thank goodness for the screen. That ball would have wiped somebody out because it was right off to the third base side, right there. I mean, that is so close to the batter's box.
It really is.
You couldn't have reacted.
You can smile about it though.
Screen is on. Yep. They'll never complain about looking through the screen.
No.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Short lead at first for Leon. And the off-speed delivery got a little bitty half cut. Shallow right field. That'll be handled. Scope goes back to get it. Runner will remain, and there are 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Pretty night here. That'll be it for Hart. Rick Showalter out as he's got Mookie Betts coming to the plate, who's already 3 for 3, and Castro will come on to face him.
Changes at Jiffy Lube will help your vehicle's engine run cleaner, longer. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. Well, Miguel Castro coming in out of the O's bullpen. This will be his 16th appearance. Picked up a win out of there with a 3.55 earned run average, 18 punch-outs. Slinging that fastball from the side, 247 overall batting average. The righties, hard time staying in there. Miguel Castro, lefties though, 361. Couple home runs on the year for Castro, but a big fastball, 97-98 with the cheese. He can throw a slider in there and working on that changeup.
So Mookie Betts already has a 3-for-3 ball game, 3-for-3 stealing bases and 2 runs scored. Runner at first, 2 outs. He takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. So Hart worked an inning, 1 hit, responsible for the base runner on. Mookie Betts has raised his average now to 366. Betts is 1 for 3 off Castro. Delivery to him, and the slider's going to miss outside. And Betts will work the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Betts now against the Orioles this season. He only had a 1 for 5 in the opener. He didn't play in all 3 games in April. So he's now picked up 4 hits and 8 at bats against the Orioles. Another breaking ball that'll be a little further outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Trying to start it on the plate, get Betts to chase one of those firm sliders, throwing at 87, 88 miles an hour, but starting too much on that outside corner. Betts not even interested in those pitches.
Sandy Leon, the base runner at first with a single. The 2-1 is way outside and low. And it'll go to 3-1 on Betts.
You do not want to get Betts into these kind of counts. 3-1, 2-0. Dangerous hitter, seeing the ball very well. Disciplined strike zone. And really a type of hitter that's going to take what's given. He'll shoot the ball to right field, but if you make a mistake on that inner third, he'll come buggy whip you out of here too.
3 ball, 1 strike count on him. Betts will take it inside, and he's got a walk. So the Red Sox keep the 6th inning going. Runners on at first and second base now. That will bring Benintendi to the plate. Benintendi's got an RBI sac fly. Came in the 5th inning, 0 for 2. Officially at the plate. Oriole pitchers have walked 3 in the ball game now, 2 by Gozman, and this one by Castro. Well, Miguel Castro trying to find that 3rd out. Little breeze is picked up, blowing out towards left field now. And he'll take the pitch away for a ball. Benintendi 1 for 2. And the only times he has faced Castro in his career. Castro had 1 game earlier on against the Orioles, against the Red Sox. Couple of innings, run on 3 hits. Pitch will miss outside for a ball. He is 0-2 lifetime against Boston in 4 games. Red Sox have hit 304 off him lifetime.
You better make a good pitch here. This is a danger count to Benintendi.
Benintendi will take it up high. So Castro a bit wild here as the count goes to 3-0. They're certainly not working around Benintendi to get to Ramirez, especially when he's smiling. 3-0 count. See if a green light goes to Benintendi here. Outfield very deep on him. Nope, not close. So 4 in a row out of the strike zone, and 2 walks in succession have loaded him up. Joe Aldo just shaking his head. That's the "what are you doing" stare right there. And here is Ramirez. He's already had 2 singles, a run scored, 2 for 3 in the ball game. He's got a 5-game hit streak. And for Ramirez, he's 2 for 3 with the bases loaded this year. They've been both singles. Red Sox already up 6-0. 2 down. Stepped away. How about that? Had no intention of swinging on the first pitch.
Yeah. Well, Castro's kind of been all over the place, and we'll see a tall slinging righty out there that doesn't know where his fastball's going. Probably going to be a little uncomfortable. He sticks it in there for a strike. Castro hasn't pitched in a while. You know, he was supposed to start over the weekend, so he was held off, and so you could tell a little rusty.
Yeah, it seemed to go after one away. Really pulled out on that one, and the count goes to 0-2 on Ramirez.
Yeah, Ramirez's heart wasn't in that swing.
Leon drew a single. He's at third. The walks to Betts and Benintendi. And Ramirez with an 0-2 count and 2 down. 0-2 delivery on the way. A little further outside. No need to throw a strike there. Wanted it close enough for him to look at it. Ramirez has faced Castro only once. 0 for 1. This is a big at bat. This is a blow the doors off at bat if they get a hit, or keep the thing close enough for Orioles to get back in it if they don't. 1-2 delivery. Ramirez will take another one.
Borderline pitch right there on the sweeping slider. Went ahead, Ramirez.
Ramirez is 4 for 12 against the Orioles this year, with a home run and 3 RBIs. 2-2. And Ramirez will pop it up. Second base. Scope will back up a couple, and that's going to do it in the inning. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and the Red Sox leave them loaded. 6-0.
To serve all military families.
What a great shot that is. Looks like a painting, doesn't it? High above the city of Boston, and here at Fenway, a 6-0 lead. Red Sox on top. Manny up. Machado 0 for 2. Called out on strikes against Price and flied out to center field. Orioles 3 singles. Danny Valencia's got 2 of them, and on the last one he got thrown out trying to extend it into a double, and Jonathan Scope has the other hit. Ground ball to the hole, stopped. Devers makes the play. He had no idea he was going to catch that baseball.
Wow.
Nobody was more surprised than it went in the glove than he was.
Just kind of swiping at it, and look what I found. Take a look here. Gets a pretty good jump on the bounding ground ball, sticking the glove out. Oh yeah, and then controlling the body enough to get off a strike to Ramirez. Pretty good defensive play by the young third baseman. That's showing some range right there. That's 5 strong steps, filling up that hole and then throwing a strike. Price liking the defense behind him tonight.
Boy, not only the glove, Mike, but that great throw. I mean, to find that glove.
Yeah. I mean, that's full speed going all out to your left, and then somehow being able to stop and redirect.
Outstanding play will rob Machado of a base hit. Jonathan Schoop a single, and he has popped out. Schoop now with a 5 for 25 against Price, including a home run. One down, 7th inning. That'll be right off the mound, literally slowed it down. Holt makes the play. That ball's through if it doesn't hit the mound, but it did, and slowed it down and took a big hop.
My goodness. Yeah, Red Sox flashing the leather behind David Price tonight. Really helping him out. How about that? Kicking off the top of the mound and then the big hop off. Gives Holt plenty of time to see the baseball and take his time to make a nice little throw over to first base. Really not rushing at all on that play.
So 2 good defensive plays here for Boston, and 2 quick outs in the 7th inning. Chris Davis has struck out and he has grounded out. They do employ the shift, and Chris will take the pitch down low for a ball.
Boy, I can't believe how efficient David Price has been. I mean, just pounding the strike zone. To kind of help get from the defense, making it look pretty easy tonight.
He's had a go ahead hit this attitude tonight. One 0 count on Davis. Chris goes after it. Off speed pitch, fouls it away. Red Sox are 5th in the American League starting the day in fielding. They have committed the 5th fewest errors. The Orioles are 14th. Their 32 errors are second highest to the 40 committed by Texas. Boston's committed just 21. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Davis on a pitch inside, fouls it back. Too good to take. 1 and 2.
Yeah, a couple changeups in there to Chris Davis. He's fouling him off. Where's Price full advantage right now? I wonder, slowing him down with a couple changeups. Is he going to try to rush him with a big fastball right now?
1 and 2. Price with that little kick right there. Davis fouls it back. Dominating performance so far. Red Sox have not gotten the bullpen up because, as Mike said, he's been so efficient that the pitch count really doesn't come into play here. Let him go.
Yeah. This isn't the David Price we've been hearing about. You know, coming up with some excuses, some wrist pain, and video game wrist or something like that. But, no effect here.
Davis will take it. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. In his career, Price pitched pretty well here in this ballpark. It's been familiar grounds to him. He's got ERA here of just a little over 3.5. And Davis will go down swinging. So Price has 7 strikeouts. He retires the side in order. It's stretch time at Fenway. Red Sox lead. And Swihart is going to pinch hit for J.D. Martinez. Martinez coming up with a stomach illness. So the designated hitter who had the home run is 13th in the first inning. 1 for 3 in the ball game, 2 RBIs. Out of the ball game, and Swihart is pinch hitting for him. Very tough time for Swihart, and as we mentioned earlier, has officially been asked to be traded. Cora putting him up here. The pinch hitting role, 2-0 delivery, and that's way outside by Castro. Swihart told the Boston Globe he would definitely still envision a scenario in which he remains with the Red Sox with a larger role than what he's had to this point in 2018. But if not, the 26-year-old would like to be moved to a place where he might play more.
Pawtucket?
Play a lot in Pawtucket, maybe. 3-1 delivery on the way and a ball towards second base. Jonathan Scope in the backhand. Gets it over there in a hurry. And Swihart is retired. Let's take a look at our fourth drive of the game.
Now, how about Xander Bogaerts getting on a 3-1 fastball just up above the belt, center cut, middle of the plate. And it is a big fly. Put a nail in the coffin for Kevin Gozman. Gozman not having it tonight.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Bogaerts getting his 7th career home run, first this year. In this, the first game he's played against the Orioles this year. And pitch taken for a strike. 3 RBI shot, and Martinez the 2 RBI homer. Those are the big runs. Sac fly by Benintendi, the other RBI. Bogaerts with a 2 for 3 in the ball game. Breaky ball will catch the corner at the knees. Castro coming on to work for the final out in the 6th inning. All 6 runs charged to Kevin Gozman. Fouls it right off the end of the bat. Hart ended up working an inning, 1 hit, 0s across. David Hess has been mentioned on a recall perhaps to pitch Sunday's game. Pitched very well in his debut. Castro, as Mike said, had not thrown for some time, so getting back in the ball game, he could still pitch as a starter. Swung on and missed. He gets his first strike.
Pretty good pitch right there. Getting away with a hanging slider. There's a string on it. Looks like a changeup. No, actually a slider. He's kind of staying true on that outside corner. Nice group of pitches though, working that outer third. Looks like he got his command back. Looked a little rusty when he first came in the ball game. Not pitching for 6 days.
Devers 0 for 2. He's done a lot of dancing. Pitch underneath the back foot. He's drawn a walk, flied out, and grounded out. Made a spectacular play at third base in that last half inning. Castro has worked as many as 4 2/3. Did that against Kansas City. Longest outing of the year, 2nd longest of his career. That one in the air to center. Adam Jones will go back on the warning track near the wall. Up and great catch made. Perfect timing by Adam Jones. 379 feet away. He had to time this. Kind of a double wall there, and he goes up and makes the catch to end the inning. Tributes $50 supporting the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. 125 walks, $6,250. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Adam with a fine defensive play, bringing the ball down in center field to end that 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. Orioles bat against Price here in the 8th inning. Trumbo, Valencia, and Rickert. Dominating performance so far by David Price. And a swing and a foul tip into the mitt. A couple of strikeouts for Trumbo in the ball game. 2 of the 7 recorded by Price.
And Price, this has just been a very impressive ball game. Throwing strikes. 75% of his pitches are in the strike zone right now. Working both sides of the plate. The cutter's been big to the righties.
He's got a new strikeout high for this season with the 7 he has here. His career strikeout high 14. Did that last in 2016 against Atlanta. And perhaps most impressive so far, and there's been a lot to be impressed by. He hasn't walked anyone.
Yeah.
0-2. Trumbo waiting on it. Down to third base. Devers up. 1 down, 8th inning. Last Sunday, the Orioles wore special Mother's Day caps. Visit Orioles.com/auctions to bid on these autographed and authenticated game-worn caps. All proceeds benefit the John Fetting Fund for Breast Cancer Prevention at Johns Hopkins. Bidding closes this Sunday at 8 p.m. Go to Orioles.com/auctions today. Araujo in the bullpen for the O's. Looks like he'll be coming on in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Valencia, a couple of singles, drives that one to right field deep. Going Betts. Mookie Betts looking, and he's got it. I was saying to Mike between innings, this guy covers so much ground. I mean, he plays right field as though he's a center fielder.
Yeah, real good first step. I think came up as an infielder actually, so he's got good lines, good idea to get that first step quickness, and he is tight to the baseball. I mean, that is a pretty solid straight line. Picking it up off the bat. Valencia didn't miss-hit that one. He covered that baseball, and he was on it.
So Betts makes the play, and there are 2 down. Good defense behind Price as well in this game. Joey Rickert has popped out and he has flied out. 2 down, bases are empty. Rickert will take the pitch. It is in there for a strike. The only game this year where Price did not walk a batter was the first one against Tampa Bay. No runs, 4 hits, 7 innings, didn't walk anybody. 0-1 pitch by Price will be chopped foul right at the plate. Quickly 0-2.
I think it's a pretty good pitches with his changeup for the second half of the ball game, but sticking with that fastball, the primary pitch, 4-seamer and the cut fastball. Everything on the dish.
He's been averaging only 3.5 pitches per batter. That's the 3rd lowest in the majors, and he certainly hasn't hurt that mark here in this game. 0-2 delivery on the way. Rickert will take it. Just miss. Count goes to 1-2 on Joey. The right fielder has played a fine D here for the Orioles tonight. David Price has won each of the last 4 starts he's had against the Orioles, and they all have come with the Red Sox, part of that 12-5 lifetime mark he has. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that will just miss inside, trying to cut that corner.
Yeah, he's been really effective on the righties on that inside corner. Inner third especially, driving the fastball in there, the cutters, 3 pitches on the outer edge, and then trying to sneak the cheese by Rickert, but just off the corner.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Devers over near the line at third, where he's pretty much been all game for the Red Sox. He played close to the line. 2-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and miss. 8 strikeouts. Another 1-2-3 inning, which he's had for each of the last 3. Cobb will be on the mound against Drew Pomerantz. Game 2 of this 4-game set. Coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Ford. Game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN 2. Sing it out now. Very good.
Hey, that was kind of right on me.
I like that.
15 games for Pedro, 1 win, 686 earned run average. Does have the 25 punch outs. Nasty changeup he does. Opponent's hitting 247. Susceptible to long ball. A fly ball pitcher, and he's given up 5 home runs this season.
So he will come on for Castro, who worked an inning and a third. Castro charged with a couple of walks, 1 strikeout, no hits. Araujo in a 6-0 game. Boston on top, 6-9-0 for the Red Sox, 0-3-0 for the Orioles. Brock Holt, starting at second base, has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game, hitting a .313 on the year. Araujo's delivery to him will be taken up high for a ball. New baseball thrown in for him. .1-0 delivery. Foul back upstairs. Red Sox, as they have done much of the year, spreading the offense out. Mookie Betts, a 3-hit night, 2 runs scored. Martinez, 13th home run, 2 RBIs. Bogarts, he's had a 2 for 4, including his 6th home run, 3 RBIs. Even the bottom of the order has contributed. Leone, a base hit. Bradley, a walk and a run scored. Sac fly by Benintendi. So just about everybody's been involved in this game offensively. Holt, really the only one who hasn't done anything offensively, trying to get on base for the first time. Kevin Gozman, 4 2/3 innings, 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Towards the seats, no play.
Yeah, Kevin Gozman, unfortunately, a little off tonight. You don't know if it was a new catcher back there that hadn't handled him before. Kevin Gozman's been pitching so well, you just didn't expect that kind of inconsistency. And Red Sox really made him work. The first inning kind of setting the stage and the tempo. Look at the ball game. Threw over 30 pitches, gave up a couple runs. And the Orioles just still giving up runs early in ball games. Makes it tough.
Looks like David Price is going to have a shot at a complete game, as the Red Sox have not had anyone warming up in the bullpen at all, and do not now. So Price may come out, try and throw his first complete game in 2 years in the 9th inning. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Brock Holt. Orioles 3 singles in the ball game. Araujo got it in over the bag. Davis, he'll make the flip and record the out. Holt is retired and 0 for 4 in the ball game. Well, a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone. One down. Sandy Leone, the catcher. 36,615. 36,615 the announced attendance for this makeup game. Leone hitting a .180. He's had a base hit, 1 for 3 in a ball game. And we'll take the delivery away. Araujo with it outside.
Now the bottom of this lineup really tough spot for this strong Red Sox lineup. In order for them to really get this thing rolling, and you talked about it at the beginning of the game, that they've been playing 500 baseball, kind of floundering a little bit here the last couple weeks after getting off to such an incredible start to the season. But the bottom of third of this lineup's been just inconsistent. They haven't been hitting. Both catchers struggling a little bit. All 3 actually. Swihart hitting under .200 as well. Bradley Jr. having just a miserable year. Well, if the bottom of this lineup starts turning around a little bit, look out.
Bad news for the rest of the East. Sandy Leon waiting on the 2-0. He'll go after it. Put it out of the ballpark. It's going to be fouled. Way out on the right side. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Red Sox here this month have gone 8-7 so far. They're 12-12 in their last 24. That's after the 17-2 start, and that is foul. Higher than the pesky pole, but foul.
A couple pitches here. Everybody at Fenway saying, straighten it out, straighten it out.
You know, this Red Sox team, of course, last year, they were not a home run hitting ball club, and they have gotten that turned around this year. They ranked last in the American League in home runs last year. They came into this game, they're second. Base hit into the gap. They'll make a turn and stay. Joey Rickert will get it in, and Sandy Leon has a 2-for-4 ball game with a 1-out single here in the 8th.
Yeah, both singles. Boy, did he cover them. Coming off hot. Take a look. This one just getting by Jonathan Scope in a hurry. The Rickert out in right field.
The Red Sox, with the 2 home runs they have picked up in this ball game, now have 61. Only Cleveland, with 64 home runs, is ahead of them in the American League. Double digits in hits. They've got 10. And Jackie Bradley Jr. will look for his first. He walked in the 5th inning, started the inning out in which they would get 4 runs on 3 hits. Started it with a walk and scored. Had a stolen base in that inning as well. Will pop that one up to left. Mancini. Trey's got it. 2 down.
Pitch there to get Jackie Bradley Jr. and the struggles keep going.
And that'll bring Mookie Betts up again. Seemingly, Mookie Betts is always at the plate. Mookie Betts has had a 3-for-3 game, and he has picked up a walk. So 4 times up and 4 times on for Mookie Betts. His 19th multi-hit game of the year. It is his 4th 3-hit ball game. He has had 2 4-hit games. And he will take the pitch for a strike. Doing as he always does, taking that pitch. That's raising his average to just about 280 lifetime against the Orioles with 12 home runs. Araujo delivers 0-1, a bouncer. Susac makes the stop on it. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Not holding the runner at first base. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Ground ball will go to short. Play is going to be to Scope. And they will get the force out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Price coming out. Try for a complete game win. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. A 6-0 lead. Here we go to the top of the 9th inning. The Orioles have been shut out 3 times this year. The Red Sox have 2 shutouts to their credit. They do not have a complete game on their staff. David Price is going after his 17th complete game of his career, and the first one since 2016, a year in which he had 2 complete games. And the first pitch swung on and missed. Pretty good heat.
How about the box score here for the Orioles against David Price? Valencia, a couple singles in this ball game. Of course, getting gunned down at second base, and Jonathan Scope, the only other base hit. Defense has been pretty sharp for the Red Sox tonight. They have made some pretty big plays, but David Price has been filling up the strike zone and getting good movement in there. Good cutter and fastball.
Andrew Susac will take it. Complete games are almost a thing of the past. Somewhat surprisingly, the American League has had 11 complete games thrown this season. The National League has only 3. I think it would be the other way around with the pitchers hitting in the National League.
Yeah.
Not so. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Price's delivery on the way, and that'll be back into the screen. Susac working behind the plate for the Orioles, with Caleb Joseph being sent down today. This year, although he had good career numbers against left-handers, this year hitting only .150 at AAA against lefties. 3 for 20, 382 off right-handers. 1 ball, 2 strike count. I want to thank Ian Locke, the Director of Media Relations for the Norfolk Tides, for helping out with some info on Susac and what he had done at AAA this year. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Mancini and then Jones. Price, no walks, 8 strikeouts. And an off-speed delivery will miss away. And a full count, 3-2. I think this is the first 3-2 count Price has had in the game.
I think so too. So too.
Just mixing the outs up every which way but loose. Susac waiting on the full count.
Fastball down the way. I mean, hitting every spot that Leon puts down. Pretty impressive watching him work here. He's been finishing off a lot of hitters on that inside corner. Maybe Susac scared him out of there with that first swing. And that fastball straight back.
Full count delivery coming again to him, and that's going to be a fair ball, and it will rebound into the corner all the way down. Going to go for 2. Here's the throw to second base, not in time, and Susac comes back to the majors and picks up a double in his first game back this year.
Well, there you go, working David Price, fouling off some tough pitches. 3-2, and is trying to get in there with that cutter, and Susac cutting him off before it finds that catcher's mitt. Nice swing, keeping it fair down the line. And then hustling. Yeah, you saw Valencia get gunned out. Turning on the extra speed right there. Start off this 9th with a double.
So the Orioles get their first extra base hit and their 4th of the game. Now Mancini will get an RBI chance. Trey is 0 for 3 in the ball game. 5 for 15 against the Red Sox this year. Pops it up first base. Ramirez. It's a big out if Price is going to try for a complete game. 1 away. Only 88 pitches thrown.
That's been impressive. Kind of got the Orioles in between, thinking a little bit. When they go to pull the trigger on a first pitch, it's cut fastball. Just out thinking them right now. Look at that efficiency, man.
So Adam Jones gets another chance to continue his hit streak at a season high 11. Has not continued it tonight. 0 for 3. Hit a hard line drive his second time up, handled by Holt at second. Flied out to right twice. One down, runner at second base. In the air to third. Devers foul side. 2 down.
I'm a little frustrated swinging the bat so well. Last 11 ball games and just missing a couple. Towering high pop up there. First cutter, just a late movement, keeping it off the barrel for David Price.
Red Sox tonight 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They left 7. Orioles didn't have many chances in this ball game. 0 for 1. Stranded 2. Manny Machado trying to break the shutout. 2 down, nobody on. Machado 0 for 3. Price will look back at second and a pitch outside. So the Orioles staring at 7 consecutive losses against the Red Sox and a franchise tying high 13 consecutive road losses. 1-0 count with 2 down. And he will foul that one off. Price will even the count up on it. Ball and a strike.
Boy, that cutter is a nasty pitch. He has not missed with it. Putting it, sticking it right in there on the hands. The Orioles either breaking their bats or pulling them foul.
$36,000+ on their feet. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, foul back. Talking about the numbers here that the Orioles stare at. There it is.
Yeah, you know, the Orioles can't really get caught up in this, though. They've been playing too good a baseball. I know it stinks just losing on the road. They're coming off winning back-to-back series this season at their home ballpark. A lot of good things happening right now for the Orioles. They cannot get caught up in this losing streak on the road. They're going to file this one and come back tomorrow ready to go.
They have not won a road game since the Yankee series back in April. They will be 3-17 on the road following this ball game. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Dusak off second. Price's delivery on the way. In the air, left field. He got it way back, and goodbye home run. But for the sign, that would have cleared onto Lansdowne Street. And that will take care of the shutout as Manny Machado delivers the long ball, and the Orioles are on the board 6-2.
Boy, Manny finally making an adjustment on that cutter. 14th home run of the season. And it was a rocket right over the green monster. 108 miles an hour, 419 feet.
So Manny, RBIs 39 and 40 in 43 games. And 14 home runs on the season for him. Will move him into the #1 spot in the American League. Ahead of both Betts, Martinez, Gallo, Ramirez, all with 13.
Take a look at Machado's home run here. The cutter getting outside of inside of the baseball. Manny Machado catching it out front. My goodness, Leone actually setting up outside, wanted the backdoor cutter, and he waiting on the mistake.
So Joe Kelly will get up in the bullpen if Price can't find this final out, but he does. It'll go to center field, shallow. Bradley there puts it away, and David Price has pitched his 17th complete game of his career, and he does so no walks and 8 strikeouts as the Red Sox win the opener of this 4-game set on the makeup game. 6-10-0 for the Red Sox. Orioles 2-5-0. Price goes 4-4 on the year. Kevin Gozman will take the loss. He is 3-3.